Hey everybody, Guy Javron here, and in this video, I just wanted to go over and give you a layout of how AI can work with your facility or your facility management software. So there's a few AIs providers, voice AI providers that I like to use that we've tested out and work really well. Just I liken it to when cars first started making cars, right? There was a bunch of car manufacturers and they all try to do their best. And then it starts whittling down to just a few providers that eventually they'll all offer all the same features, but they're going to offer it in their unique way. And that's what I'm seeing right now. The first one you got is Synthflow, which is this one right here. The second one, which I really like, is VAPI. VAPI and retail are pretty good. And then Bland is pretty much an enterprise solution. And as what I'll do is I'm going to do a video on each of these on how to set up a voice AI for yourself and then go through what you're going to need. But this video is pretty much just an overview video. You can check all these out. I got the links in the description, and they all have, free trials, and you can go around, you can go and you can mess with them. Just stay tuned. I'm going to do some instructionals for y'all, go over what you're going to need. So the way it pretty much works is you're going to have the AI on the front end, which is going to be attached to a phone number where your customers are call in, or or you can actually have the AI call out. Just do that in a different setup. And there's actually another one where you can have a widget on your site where people can actually talk to the AI on your site. Everybody's pretty much seen the voice chat, or not the voice chat, but just the text chat. That is moving towards voice chat. I've seen it in several banks around my area where you can just click and you're connected directly with teller and you can remote teller. And my opinion is if they can do that in a bank for the limited transactions that we have with storage, we can definitely do it. So that's why I'm moving my company and implementing that for everybody. So the way it works, you got a couple different things. So you connect the AI to what's called a knowledge base. So that knowledge base is basically your facility management software or your site. Now, there's a couple different ways you could do it. Most of the providers that all the providers that I talked about in the first slide give you an opportunity to upload. You can list all your features in a Word document and upload it to their platform. You can list it all in the prompt. You can upload it to their platform. And some of them will even just let you put the URL of your website in. As long as everything's on your website, it'll just read your website, learn about your business, and then your AI will use that as knowledge to talk to your customers. So that's why I've got it's a two-way street. So the AI will contact knowledge base, and then it'll extract the information and use that information to talk to your customers. So that is a general overview. And what'll happen is whatever is not in the knowledge base should be in the prompts that you give the AI, and the AI is going to use the prompt to act in accordance with what you want it to do. And it's very specific. So there's a lot of testing that goes. So once you create an AI voice, hook it to your knowledge base, you're going to have to test it back and forth because it will give you answers that you may not want. And what it is, it's a predictive language model that basically predicts what the next word should be. And if you don't specifically tell them, the models is what you want to be said or a framework of what you want to be said, it will take liberties. I haven't seen anything catastrophic testing for storage, because storage is storage. And we'll go deeper into prompting for the AI model and what you need to do. You have to give it a set of instructions, and then you have to give it a framework of what it's working in. It really is just like you're showing a manager, brand new manager, how to run your self-storage facility, how to talk about your self-storage facility. You want to be very specific. You want them to learn how you want it done before they start iterating on trying to make things better. So if you've trained any employees or trained any managers, if you look at training an AI from that framework, I believe it will really work for you, because you can be as specific as you need to, and you can limit it to saying certain things and not saying certain things based on the prompt that you give it. So the second one is, and this is the really exciting one, is you get the AI to talk via automated protocol interface, which is API, to your facility management software. Now, pretty much all the major self-storage management software providers have an API. Storable has them. Cubby has it, self-storage manager, storage commander. They all have some form of protocol where you can extract the information from your facility management software without having to log into via programming. So what you do is you take the AI and you have the AI quote unquote talk to your facility management software and then return that knowledge to your customer via the API voice. Now this takes a few tools, right? Usually for the first section up here, you can do this right within the providers that I'm talking to you. This section takes a little bit of coding, and that's what we've been working on for the last year, is getting some of the major providers, getting API access so that we can take the information out of your facility management software, such as unit availability, pricing, promotions, and you could put that in the knowledge base, but every time you change it, you're going to have to change your knowledge base. Whereas if we link it via API to your facility management software, you just do what you normally do in your facility management software. The AI voice will update. Now, there's a couple tools that you can use in order to use the API and then return that data back to your facility management software. Some of you may have heard of them, some of you not. First one on the bottom here is coding. You just know how to code. You can actually take that information, implement the API protocols, pull the information out of your self-storage software, and add that to your AI voice, and your AI voice will have conversations with your tenants. Now, the one thing about AI voice is all of it is recorded, all of it is transcribed. That's what makes the testing easy. And again, I relate it back to training a new manager for your facility. At least when I did it, we would either role play phone calls, we would role play the incidents. Our handbook had a list of standard operating procedures when the customer came upset, when the customer was happy, all kinds of different situations that we encountered over the years. We wrote them down, and then we used that in our handbook to train new employees coming in. The handbook was the Bible. It had all the answers in it, 20 years of storage. If we ran into it, it was in there. I suggest everybody does that. When you run into a situation, come up with a solution for that situation, document, put it in the handbook, give it to your employees. It'll make their life easier. That handbook you can now digitize and give it to an AI and train the AI on all those different issues that you've had with customers, different incidents, all the different things. Same thing with your sales. If you've recorded your sales calls and transcribed your sales calls over the last few years, you can take that information, structure it in a way, prompt, give it to your AI so that they will answer the question the way you want it answered in the style you want it answered. You're training it on your particular way that you answer your calls. So I would encourage everyone who's watching this, start recording your phone calls, get a transcription software. If you need some help with that, shoot a question in the description. I'll just tell you what I use. There's a few tools that I use. Record your call. Even if you've got a call center, record the call center. You should be listening to them anyways to make sure that they're answering the phones at least 80% the way you want it answered. Nobody's going to do it 100%. But you want to make sure you have that database, because I'm telling you, going forward, 2025, 2026, everyone's going to have their own AI assistant. If you don't, you're going to be at extreme disadvantage, because the REITs are doing it right now. The REITs are building their assistants, replacing certain parts of their workforce. And if you don't position yourself with the information, it's all about the data. If you can aggregate all the data, your calls, your interactions with customers, your facility management software reports, if you can aggregate all that data in a way that you can feed it into a personalized AI for your company, you will be ahead of the game, because that's what's coming. Whether you like it or not, whether you think it's fair or not, if you're a manager or a call center employee, it's coming, whether you want it or not. So back to this, make.com, you can look it up. It's a no-code solution that integrates with several different software on the net, several different SaaS, Google. It integrates with Google, Facebook, all of them. You can use that to either build your knowledge base or build a database. If you don't have an API solution, you can connect that to your AI. Zapier, some of you have probably heard of. It's the same. Make and Zapier are competitors. Zapier is a little bit more user-friendly. Make is more coder identified, and they all have their pros and cons. And then the last one, of course, is just learn coding. Python is a good one to use for API protocol. Python, HTML, and JSON are going to be some of the ones that are going to be the most useful for you if you go this route. With that in mind, I just want to go back. So Synthflow, VAPI, Retail AI, Bland AI, We're going to be going through each one of these and building a voice AI, put it on the channel here so that you can just step-by-step instructions so you can go to town with it. We're also going to be doing a bunch of make scenarios in Zapier. I'm not going to get too much into coding because it's just very complicated. It's not very complicated. It's just, if you stick with making Zapier, if you're going to do it yourself, if you want to go hardcore with the API, you can hire a coder, or you can just give me a call, message me on the channel here. We've built the APIs over the last year for Storable. We got self-storage manager coming, Cubby coming. We got, I think, 2 or 3 more in the hopper. And the whole point is for me to be able to link your facility software with your personalized AI and give you a hand with that. If you want to go that route into what I call the AI executive assistant route, just hook us up. It's agentivestores.com. And the rest of this video, we're going to jump into actually building out. Let me see if I can get to the right slide here with Synthflow. We're going to do a widget with Synthflow, and stay tuned. We're going to jump right in. Okay, here we are in Synthflow, and you can see synthflow.com. Let's see, pull up right here. So it's synthflowai.com. I believe they got a free trial going on, but this is a pretty decent solution. They've got some built-in integrations with a lot of different CRMs. So we're going to start with that one. Now, right now I don't have a favorite because they all have their pluses and minuses. Some of them are better with price solutions. Some of them are better with just a general information finding chat. Some of them easier to link their APIs with some facility management software APIs. So right now it's a good time to get in, but I wouldn't marry myself to one particular one because it would evolve. So usually what we're doing for our customers right now is we're building out in probably 2 to 3 different platforms. So I'll build in Synthflow, I'll duplicate it in VAPI, and I'll duplicate it in Retail or Plaid or Bland, just because fighting head to head, and some of them have access to some of the more some of them have features that are released to just let a feature season before I implement it, but they all have access to Open API. Some of them have access to Claude. I prefer Claude, but like I said, you're just going to have to see what. The biggest thing right now is if you can link to what's a company called 11 Labs. So 11 Labs is generative AI voice. They're awesome. Some of the pre-built voices that come in these platforms like VAPI and Synthflow, they're not as crisp as they could be. If you can go to 11 Labs, sign up, get your API, plug it into your platform, whether it's Synthflow or whether it's VAPI or one of the other ones, you're going to like that voice a lot better than you are than the ones that are built in with some of these. With that said, we'll just jump. And so when you get into Synthflow, you're going to see your workspace, assistance, knowledge base, actions, all this stuff over here. What we're going to go over is just assistance and knowledge base. Actions and workflows. If you're in the AI space at all, you've heard about AI agents. You can actually program and prompt your AI voice to perform tasks based on keyword triggers. And that's part of our executive assistant AI. We tie that all together with looking up your competitors' pricing, some of your demographics in the area, giving you pricing advice. That would be agent. Now, an agent is really just a bunch of actions tied together. It's not an AI that is just going out and doing things for you. You actually have to program it with triggers. So it's not quite Jarvis from Iron, but give it a year. Be there. Year or less. Musk was quoted just a few days ago with 2026, he believes, and that's called general AI. They're just going to be general knowledge, intelligence. You're just going to be able to give it directives, figure out how to do it. You're still going to have to train it, but it's coming. For your first, we'll do a real quick one. One really cool feature that they have with this one, go to create an assistant. You're going to go start from scratch. And you can also go with templates, a bunch of different templates in here. I'm just going to go from scratch because I want to show you the widget that they have here. This, I believe, is going to replace chat on your site. So what it is, you're hooking your AI voice to your site in the place of a chat widget, but you can give it all the knowledge that it already. So we're just going to say test widget. The voice model for this one, just use Synthflow. It's going to work quicker. You're going to have a little bit of a lag, and it's going to be twice as much. So real-time voice from ChatGPT is awesome, but it's 5 times as much as the regular voice one. The speed better, flows better, voice to voice instead of voice to text. But for my advice for your purpose, just use Synthflow. Synthflow's got a pretty straightforward pricing plan. And if you go up to real, actually increase it, paying Synthflow, and you're going to be paying ChatGPT. As far as visualization, the sphere here, you can change to radial. I like the sphere. It just looks cool. Remind those of you who are a little bit older of 2010 Space Odyssey, 2001 Space Odyssey, or whatever it was. Green font. I like the darker background. We're going to go dark here. There we go. Button text is fine. Widget to float, I leave that off. I want it to stay basic. Custom vocabulary, no. At the moment. Filter words, no. Oh, the next part, the prompt, right? So you want it to open. This is under greeting. You want it to open. So what I like to do is just say, welcome to slow. Just we're recording. As for the prompt, it's got a couple things you can use. You can ask Copilot to write you a prompt. I'm just going to put in the pre prompt of your. Just click highlight, paste it in, and in the prompt we'll just go over what we have. So we've got the greeting, we're telling the assistant what they're doing, the address of the facility. When it's about storage and pricing, this is basically just a availability tool. This is not a video on link your storage management software with your AI. That requires an API connection. It's that video would be days long putting this on, but they are available. Hit me up in the comments if you want to explore that further. And you just give it greeting and gather information. Start with a friendly greeting, find out what they're looking to store. I like to ask these questions, right? So you got your main questions. What are you storing? I don't like to, most people, they call up and they just want pricing. I like to position my managers as the experts, and I like to position my AIs as the expert, right? Even though they ask for the price, train the AI, I want to know what they're storing so I can tell the size need and what they're in climate control. I want to know if they've ever used it before, because that's going to conversation as to how I'm going to educate and upsell. And I want to know how long they're storing. Again, that's going to determine what size and whether they need climate control and whether it's a car, things like that. And then we'll just do some simple fact finding to see what the situation is. And then in the prompt, I like to you can use the knowledge base. Again, the prompt is going to work faster for you because it is storage. We have other customers and insurance and real estate that we have multiple prompts and multiple stages in workflows. Storage is really straightforward. What are you storing? How do you store it? And when do you want to store it? That's it. You can put that all in a prompt. This would be replaced again. If you link this to your facility management software, this is where you would connect, you would direct the API to trigger, you would direct the AI to trigger the API so that you could get all this information. But for now, I'm just going to put what we have, what the price is, and what the client needs to give us in order to rent some overcoming objections here. And then what happens if the customer agrees? This is what we need. And once you have all the information, for now, we're just going to say you're going to receive a text. And you can do this too. There's a shortcut. You can do this. We can link the AI to a text. All this information can be texted to your manager. The manager puts it into the back end storable or storage, and then just emails them, finish the rental. That's another thing. So now we're going to hit save. All right, so we got a prompts, actions. This is where you start, trigger the AI to send SMS. You can book, you could transfer the call to a human, you can extract information, which this is where we would extract address and phone number. So you're just going to go in here and you got some telling the AI during the conversation, pull this info out. So we're going to phone, we're email, and this is one of those things the person doesn't. You got all this information. Address. I think there's more. Let's see here. You can go to open question, but the templates, all the different templates right here: address, call out, reason for the call, issue description, budget, and the different ones. If it does, they don't have what you have here, and you just go through the process, just add. And so new action, question. We can put this one, what? And instead of space, you got to do underscore, storing, real short. And then you just got to prompt the AI. So what is, hold on. It's real. And then you give examples. Call household. Already ball, right? You can go out with that. And you just save and attach, and that'll attach it here to this information extractor. Custom actions, that's where you can link it to your API. So custom action in here, you can actually run a piece of code or an HTTP call, and it will call whatever API you got hooked to it for whatever your facility management software is, and pull in that information. The API that you use should give you information in JSON format so the AI can read it. JSON or Markdown format, just note of that. And calls here is what they've actually, whether they've actually had some calls. All right, now that we got it all set up, prompt is set up. Should just what we want to gather is we're just going to test it. So just hit the start call.
Welcome to your town self-storage.
Yeah, I was looking to see if you have any storage available.
Awesome. So what are you thinking of storing with us today?
We just sold our house and got to move.
Oh, congrats on selling the house. Sounds like you're in for an adventure. What kind of stuff are you looking to store with us?
A few boxes, some furniture.
Got it. Just a few boxes and some furniture. It sounds like our 5x5 unit could be just what you need. It's perfect for small furniture and boxes. Plus, it's just $25 a month. Does that work for you?
Got anything bigger than that? I'm storing a whole house.
Oh, storing a whole house. That's a whole different ballgame. How about our 10x20 unit? It's like having an entire one-car garage all to yourself, and it's $55 a month. Does that sound awesome for your needs?
You got any discounts?
Who doesn't love discounts, right? At the moment, we don't have special discounts running, but let me tell you, our prices are super competitive for what you're getting. How does the 10x20 unit sound for your whole household?
Yeah, I think that should work.
Awesome. Let's get you set up with the 10x20 unit. Can I grab your first and last name to get started? And if you could spell it out for me, that'd be perfect.
Sure. First name GUY, last name GB.
Great, thanks for that. Di JAV. What's the best address I can put down for you?
123 Main Street, sir.
Got it. 123 Main Street in Syracuse, New York. Very cool place. And how about a phone number to reach you?
315-2255.
Great. 315-222-5555. Could you also provide your email address?
Test.
Perfect. Test@test.com. You'll get a text for identity proof right after. And just snap a pic of your ID and send it back. Once we've got everything sorted, you'll get instructions to access your unit. Anything else I can do to make this easy peasy for you?
You're going to text me to track
That's right. Once the payment clears, we'll send you everything you need, including access instructions. If there's anything else,
how much is
the 10 by 20 unit is $55 a month. You good to go with that?
Yeah, we're good.
Sounds great. Have a smooth move, guy. If you need anything else, just give us a shout. Take care.
All right. So good test. You can see there's a few adjustments, different ways that I like to use it. You can either set it up just to ask questions like how long are you open? What are your hours? When's the office there? Trucks for rent, things like that. Just availability. And for just taking the information and sending and then transferring to a live agent to finish it out. You can also do the whole thing. API connection with your facility management software. You can set up a program to actually rent the unit some pretty cool ways. Let's take a look. Calls here. We'll see what's completed. You click into it, you can see what we captured. So remember when we set this up, we used to capture some information. So what it does, it transcribes the entire call and uses AI to pull out the information you asked for. So to use their phone number, they get this email, test. We'd use this in the code to actually send the software to rent the. And here you go 123 Main Street. That was just the main address, and you've got the other user one for the whole address there, New York. And you can go further if you need a second. You just say we're going to need a second contact, take information. I've got a couple different customers who text them requests for the photo of the driver's license or use Plaid. Plaid has a identity verification function that you can actually trigger. Once you have the email, the address information, you can trigger Plaid to reach out to them, ask them a few questions, take a soft credit check, send it back to you. Yes, we verified the person. They say they are. And some people are just nervous about photo ID for driver's licenses. Fake. Plaid pretty much it's the same thing banks use. So you can use it for facility as well. Just get a Plaid account. If you have questions about this, just comments and we'll be happy. And then what are we storing? This just said, so this is something that I had to refine because I said I wanted to. And then you'd also refine this to your sales process. This repeating price directly after figuring it out. I think I would want it to go fact-finding mission, like go more into how long, what exactly, what you're looking for, just a little bit more, maybe like a minute or two of more rapport and getting more information from. But this is also, if a customer doesn't rent, you send that. So you send this information to your manager, fills in it on the software, sends them the rent, have all this information. You can reach out and have your manager give them a call and say, hey, what's up? We have this for you. Extra Space is really good at doing that. You fill in the information on their site, within a day, you'll get a call. I've seen, and the reason I know that is because I tested, call my competitors. It's funny things. You can, side note, you can also use AI to call your competitors and see what they're giving you. Possibilities with this are just everything that your manager in the office that has to make calls, whether referral connections, competition analysis, anything like that. You program an AI to help them. Now, I'm not saying any AI is not going to just completely autonomous. You're going to have somebody in there managing while the AI is in there doing the mundane, calling on your position, getting position price, scraping the internet for position pricing, which is another video that we're going to produce. This will enhance the ability of your on-site manager to other more income, having site scheduling on-site events, local reach outs, charity events, things like that. Get rid of the mundane so that you constantly manage your concentrate income producing activities, be more efficient. That's my goal with this. So you can see this is Synthflow. This is how we set up. I like the widget. It just, to me, it just looks cool. If you set one of these up, put it on your site, I guarantee you get some attention, right? But yeah, it does need testing. You got to make sure to set it up, have your staff test it, adjust the prompts, something so that you mention it specifically, put it in the prompt and adjust it, test out the knowledge base feature, a bunch of information about your site, parking all the way up to wine storage. Prompt. One tip, the most important items you want to repeat, put them at the beginning of the prompt, at the end of the prompt, because these are modeled off of human interaction, human language. And just like humans, we remember what happened at the beginning, at the end, but the middle gets a little. But yeah, so that's Synthflow and how you can set up test your own agent. It's very quick and dirty, but just to give you a taste of what's coming, this isn't just going to be storage. You're going to see this everywhere. I'm seeing it in banks right now where remote tellers, I think the AI is going to be tier one support. And then you're just the higher tier 2 and tier 3 support, still going to be human. But as far as data collection, will to handle really breadth of information quickly, aggregating it for your support, your human support, I think it's just a game changer. Right now we're had the internet revolution, quicker you make yourself, know your way around different features and different abilities of the different bots. Like they're all have different goals and different teams, some of them different political agendas. So far, this is pretty straightforward. It's storage. A lot political about storage. So yeah, any questions, hit me up in the comments. If you would like something like this built for you or just have a consultation, this might help your storage facility, agentivestorage.com, or just leave me comments on Facebook and Instagram. I will get back to you and we can work on it. I have direct API integration with Storable. We'll 2 more. As we get permission to use it, we will continue. All right, everybody take